I was at home in New Jersey at the time. I just thought it was a spam call, and I was like, hello, and I'm here. Hi, this is Walt Disney World Casting. Is this Brianna? And I like instantly jaw dropped. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bri and welcome to my channel. Hey guys, what is up? I'm so glad to be back. Another week, another video. Excuse my voice, I'm kind of losing my voice. I've been working the past like 7 days straight, so I'm kind of feeling a little fatigued, but don't worry, I am fine. And I also got a haircut yesterday and I think it looks really cute, so I'm really excited to be showing it off on this video today. But as you can tell by the title of this video, we are going to be talking all about my story with Disney, specifically my Disney audition story and how I got cast with Disney. I'm going to try and word things very carefully to not spoil any magic, and obviously I don't speak for the brand of the company. So just keep that in mind. This is just my personal story and what happened to me. I know my story is gonna be a little different from like, say, like your typical like Disney audition story. So I think it'll be kind of interesting just to see like what my journey was like and how I got to where I am today. But without further ado, let's get started. So my journey with Disney, I've been auditioning for Disney for literally years. I went to school in Lakeland, Florida, which is only about an hour away from Orlando. So I had auditioned for Disney like countless times in college between 2014 and 2018. Nothing really came of anything there. I don't even think I ever got called back like while I was in college. Nothing really happened there, but I did make some pretty good connections with like the casting directors. Knew my school really well, and I'd seen a lot of us, like a lot. After I graduated college, I moved back home to New Jersey and was working and auditioning in New York, and doing that whole like New York audition scene. Whatever, went great. In the summer of 2019, I did a contract with RWS Entertainment Group in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So I was in Hershey for like May through September, performing like 5 days a week. Now in that summer, I didn't have a job lined up after the contract would end in September, so I was looking actively for jobs to audition or submit for, since I was kind of far from New York and wasn't able to go in for auditions. But I had looked on Disney's website, which is disneyauditions.com. That's where you can find all of their auditions, and they had an audition coming up in June of 2019 for character performers, parade performers, lookalikes, like your standard like type of audition like that. And they were doing it in New York, which they don't do those auditions too often up there. They normally do them a lot like in Orlando. Sometimes they'll come up to different cities, but it's not super often. And it just so happened that the audition was going to be like it was either like a Monday or Tuesday, which happened to be my days off from my contract. So I really tried to figure it out, and I was like, I really want to go to this audition. Like, I really think I'm perfect for it. So I decided to make the trek home. I'm from New Jersey originally, which is like 2.5 hours from Hershey, where I was living. So I decided to drive home to New Jersey, 2.5 hours. And then the next morning, I took public transportation into the city, which is another 2.5 hours, which if you saw my video a long time ago of my New York City commute, which was a 2.5 to 3 hour commute each way. It will break down everything I did for like 14 months in the city commuting, and it's not easy, but I did it again during for that audition because it was really worth it to me. So I commuted into the city early in the morning at like 5 a.m. or something, got to the audition studio by like 8 and started getting ready, did the whole shebang, and kind of started the audition process. It was a very typical like Disney character audition. If you've never been to one of those before, they're pretty standard as far as like what they make you do. It's a lot of movement they're gonna have you do, since obviously character performers have to be very animated and very good with movement and things like that, so they want to seal that in the audition. We started with a very basic across the floor type of combination. It just kind of shows like if you have rhythm and you can pick up basic choreography. So there's maybe some like pivot turns, some step touches, like maybe a kickball change in there, like pretty simple. You just do it across the floor in front of the casting directors, and then they make notes about you. Very standard. After we did that, they make some cuts. So they'll either keep you to go do a harder combination, or they'll cut you and say like, that's all we need to see for today. So I was kept. From that, I went on to do a harder combination, which was probably like a minute-long dance. It's got some pirouettes and maybe some kicks and like a little faster pace, like stuff like that. That's to kind of see like, I think that's more for like the parade performer side, to see like if you can keep up with the level of dancing that's needed for those shows. So we did that, and that combination was so much fun. I always love those combinations because they're super high energy and just like super fun to do, and you can't help but smile. So that was super fun. You do that, learn it, you do for the casting directors, and then they'll make cuts from there and see what they need to see. For most people, like the day ended after that, I believe. Like usually after you do the second combination, you're usually done. But I was kept to read some sides and take measurements and take more pictures for them. So I'm given a side of one of the characters in the park, and you kind of like just do your best just reading of it, and they'll videotape you and then take your height and everything, and like specific like close-up pictures of you, and you do that, and then your like day is kind of done. After all of us that were reading for sides were done, they told us that, okay, we're gonna send like these pictures and the videos we took of you like to Orlando. They're gonna look them over, the casting team's down there, and we'll email you if we think we want to put you in our pool of performers, which is basically like who they're gonna pick from, like if spots open up, stuff like that. So we were like, okay, sounds great. And they're like, if you don't hear anything, like it's probably a no, so just like come back at the next audition. So that was in June. Overall, I thought the audition went really well. I stuck around to the end, so in my eyes, like that's like as good as it could have gone. I trekked on back to Hershey and just with my head held high and like felt really good about it. 2 weeks had gone by. I really hadn't heard anything, and I had some friends that were there with me. They also hadn't heard anything, so we just kind of took it as a no. Okay, we didn't get it this time, like we'll get it next time. So no big deal. I continued my contract at Hershey and the rest of the summer, and about 3 months later, I got a phone call from Kissimmee, Florida. I was at home in New Jersey at the time. I just thought it was a spam call, and I was like, hello, and I'm here. Hi, this is Walt Disney World Casting. Is this Brianna? And I like instantly jaw dropped. I was like, oh my God. And basically they called me just to let me know that they had me in mind for a specific contract that was coming up in New York, that they needed performers for, and they had me on a short list for it. They wanted to know if I could come in like to take some more pictures and do some more measurements in the city. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I actually had a rehearsal that day for another contract I had just booked, but I was like, but I could come after and it'd be like perfect timing. They're like, oh yeah, great, we'll see you then. So it was kind of like a set in stone thing. I was gonna come and take some pictures, just do whatever they needed me to do, but I was really excited about the opportunity because it sounded really cool. And they specifically needed people that were local to New York because they weren't gonna provide housing for this. Obviously it wasn't something in the parks. But I was excited. So the day finally came to go take some measurements. I like booked it for my rehearsal, which was in northern New Jersey, and I had to take the bus into the city, do my makeup on the bus, like the whole 9 yards. And I basically get to the audition studio and the casting directors had already left. And I was like, what? Like we talked about this. Like I said I was coming at this time, and basically like they had just like left for the day, and like no one else could like take my measurements or anything like that. So I was like really bummed, and I was just like, this was gonna be such a cool opportunity. Like I really wanted to do this, and was just really sad about it. So all I could do is I emailed the casting team that had contacted me, and I was like, hey, like I'm sorry I missed you. Like is there anything else you need me to send in or anything like that? And then a couple days later I heard back saying like, oh yeah, sorry we missed each other. Like it just got kind of crazy in there, but we're gonna be making decisions in the next couple of days. Like I'll let you know either way, like what happens. I was like, okay. So a couple of days had gone by, and I just kind of was like getting my hopes up that I was like, oh, maybe it's just like not meant to be, like whatever, like it is what it is. And then I had gotten a voicemail from the casting director just basically saying, hey, can you call me back ASAP? Like that was like literally all it said. And I was like, okay. And I was at rehearsal at the time. So we kept playing this game of phone tag that like we couldn't like catch each other on the phone. So I'm calling him back. I eventually like get him on the line. When he calls, I run out of rehearsal to like answer this phone call, and I get offered a job with Disney, and I literally cried. I was so excited. And the rest of the people in my rehearsal knew I was waiting on this phone call, and I come in just like bawling, and they were so excited for me. So it was just such a magical moment, and so much stress that had led up to like an amazing opportunity. So the opportunity I got in basically started in November of 2019. It was a 6-week contract with Walt Disney Entertainment. The contract was starting right when Frozen 2 was coming out. So they basically, there was a walkthrough experience they were casting for where it puts you into the world of Frozen 2 at Saks Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. So they kind of transformed this entire like top floor of Saks Fifth Avenue into the world of Frozen 2, which was gorgeous. You got to see all of the different worlds you walked through in the movie, and there was a surprise meet and greet at the end with Anna and Elsa that they didn't advertise to people. So it was a really great opportunity to like meet some of the characters from the movie and like make some magic for kids like right around the holidays. So I got to be involved with that, and it was honestly just like the time of my life. Like I got to meet so many connections with people. I got to go through like Disney's training and like get that exact training under my belt, and just like live like the absolute dream. I was loving every minute of it, and met some really great people along the way, and hopefully like make connections to be able to continue my journey with Disney and in the family entertainment industry. It's everything I ever wanted. I wouldn't trade that contract like for the world. It's probably my favorite contract I've ever done so far. But as you guys know, right after that contract ended, January 1st, 2020, I moved myself down to Orlando, Florida. That contract kind of solidified that I really wanted to pursue family entertainment head on, and I needed to surround myself in it. So I moved to Orlando, Florida, to just be surrounded by family entertainment and pursue that full time, and hopefully like work for Disney in the future. I am third party with Disney right now. I work at a bakery in Disney Springs, so I'm not technically a cast member, but kind of am, whatever. I'm also a lead performer at Legoland right now, and I'm just loving life. Like well, Disney is starting to have like some auditions again, so I'm excited to be submitting for those, and hopefully something works out. They really haven't had a character performer, parade performer lookalike audition like since, I mean, before 2020, like probably sometime in 2019. That was like one of the last ones they did, because there was supposed to be one like the week after COVID hit in 2020, and obviously that got canceled. So they really haven't had one in a long time. So they're very much due, and whenever that happens, I will fully be ready to just be there and show everything I got, and hopefully things work out. I would love to work for them again, and love to make some more magic for guests and kids of all ages, and just hopefully get to do the same thing I was doing. But yeah, as I said, my journey was kind of different. It's not very normal to like get phone calls like that or get opportunities like that. They don't come very often, but it was a very magical experience, and I can just say like, you never know when opportunity is going to come knocking on your door. So just always put your best foot forward, because you never know like what type of like impression you're going to make on people, and like what opportunities that's going to bring for you in the future. I feel very confident that connections are like 90% of the entertainment industry. Like your talent is great, but like if you can make a connection with someone, that's going to give you so much more of a possibility to actually like get a job and get booked somewhere. Yeah, that's kind of my journey with Disney. Again, I didn't want to say like too much detail. I wanted to kind of keep the magic alive, but I loved getting to hang out with everyone there within that experience, and getting that opportunity was amazing. And yeah, I absolutely love it and hope to be back sometime soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you can hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date on my latest content. You can also follow me on Instagram or TikTok at Graf100 to stay up to date on my content there. And I will see you guys next week, Thursday at 6 p.m. Bye.